Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever wondered about the stories behind the phrases we use every day, like, why do we bite the bullet when facing something unpleasant? Or how about spilling the beans? These sayings, my friends, are more than meets the ear. They're like linguistic fossils, each one holding a tiny piece of history. Think about it. Our language is constantly evolving, but embedded within it are these little time capsules, these idioms that connect us to the lives and experiences of those who came before us. Today, we're going to unearth a few of these linguistic relics and uncover the fascinating stories they tell. From ancient battlefields to the high seas of maritime trade, we'll journey through time to understand how these everyday expressions came to be. So buckle up. Get ready for a mind-expanding adventure, and let's unlock the hidden histories of some familiar phrases. Our first stop takes us back to the gritty reality of 18th and 19th century warfare. Imagine, if you will, a time before anesthesia, when surgery was a brutal and agonizing affair. On blood-soaked battlefields, with the cries of the wounded echoing around them, surgeons often had to perform amputations and other life-saving procedures with little more than a swig of whiskey and a firm grip on the patient. It's enough to make you wince, right? Now picture a soldier, his face contorted in pain, being told to bite down on a bullet, not as a weapon, but as a way to endure the unbearable pain. The bullet, a hard object, provided something for the soldier to clench their jaw against, a physical distraction from the agony of the surgery. It was a testament to their grit, their resilience in the face of unimaginable pain. Can you imagine the sheer willpower it took to bite down on a bullet while a surgeon sawed through bone and muscle? This act of raw courage, born out of necessity on blood-soaked battlefields, has evolved into the idiom we use today. To bite the bullet is to face a difficult or unpleasant task head-on, with bravery and determination, just like those soldiers of old. It's a reminder that even in the face of adversity, we have the strength to endure. So the next time you hear someone say, bite the bullet, remember the sacrifices and resilience of those who came before us. Remember the battlefield surgeons working tirelessly to save lives with limited resources, and the soldiers who faced unimaginable pain with a bullet between their teeth. It's a testament to the human spirit's ability to endure, to overcome, and to coin a phrase in the process. Our next linguistic adventure takes us to the cradle of democracy, itself ancient Greece. Now, the Greeks, they loved their democracy, but they also understood the importance of secrecy, especially when it came to voting. Back then, they didn't have fancy electronic voting machines or even those little paper ballots we use today. Nope, they used beans. Imagine a large clay pot, the voting urn, and each citizen casting their vote with a bean. A white bean for yes, a black bean for no. Simple yet effective. But what happened when someone, let's say, accidentally, or perhaps not so accidentally, knocked over the pot? Chaos, my friends, utter chaos. The beans would scatter, the secret votes revealed for all to see. The carefully maintained anonymity of the process gone. This, my friends, is the origin of the phrase spill the beans. It signifies the revealing of a secret, often unintentionally, just like those toppled beans in ancient Greece. Think about the implications. A secret vote could decide the fate of a leader, a policy, even an entire civilization. To spill the beans was to potentially disrupt the delicate balance of power, to unleash chaos and uncertainty. It's a phrase that echoes through the ages, reminding us of the power of secrets and the consequences of their revelation. So, the next time you're tempted to spill the beans, remember those ancient Greeks and their beans. Remember the weight of secrets, the power they hold, and the potential chaos their revelation can unleash. And maybe, just maybe, think twice before you topple that metaphorical pot of beans. Chapter 3. Breaking the Ice, a Maritime Metaphor. Now, let's set sail on a linguistic voyage inspired by the high seas, where the idiom break the ice finds its roots. Imagine yourself back in the days of early maritime trade. Winters were harsh, and sea ice often posed a formidable barrier to ships, especially those large cargo vessels essential for commerce. Enter the icebreaker, a specially designed ship with a reinforced hull, built to navigate frozen waters and clear a path for other vessels. These maritime marvels would literally break through the ice, creating a channel for other ships to follow. It was a vital task, ensuring the flow of goods and people even in the harshest of conditions. Just as icebreakers carved a path through frozen waters, The phrase "break the ice" has come to represent the act of overcoming social barriers. It's that initial effort to start a conversation, to ease tension, to create a more comfortable atmosphere in a social setting. Think about it, starting a conversation with a stranger, approaching a new group of people, or even just trying to lighten the mood in an awkward situation. These are all metaphorical acts of ice-breaking. The next time you find yourself in a new environment, surrounded by unfamiliar faces, remember those icebreakers battling the frozen seas. Summon your inner icebreaker and take the initiative to break the ice. You never know what new connections you might forge or what smooth sailing might follow. Chapter 4. Saved by the Bell, a 17th century lifeline. Our final linguistic destination takes us back to the 17th century, a time when the line between life and death was often blurry. Fear of being buried alive was a very real thing back then, and for good reason. Medical science wasn't what it is today, and sometimes people were mistakenly declared dead when they were in fact very much alive. Enter the safety coffin, a rather ingenious if slightly morbid invention. These coffins were equipped with a system of strings attached to a bell above ground. The idea was, if someone woke up after being buried, they could pull the string, ring the bell, and voila, saved from a rather unpleasant fate. Imagine the relief, the sheer terror turning to elation of that bell ringing, signaling that someone, mistakenly declared dead, was very much alive. This practice, thankfully, became less common as medical knowledge advanced, but the phrase, "saved by the bell," remained. Today it signifies a last-minute rescue from an undesirable situation. Think about it. Narrowly avoiding a blunder, getting interrupted before having to answer a tough question, or even just the timer going off right before you burn dinner. These are all instances where we can be thankful for being saved by the bell. So, the next time you're granted a reprieve from an awkward encounter or a near disaster, remember those safety coffins and the fear they aim to alleviate. Remember the relief of a bell ringing, signaling life from within a tomb. It's a reminder that sometimes, even in the most dire of circumstances, hope can arrive in the most unexpected ways. The enduring power of idioms. So as we wrap up our etymological expedition, it's clear that idioms are much more than just quirky phrases. They're linguistic time capsules, each one carrying a story, a glimpse into the past. From battlefield bravery to the fear of premature burial, these sayings offer a fascinating window into the lives, beliefs, and even the fears of those who came before us. Isn't it amazing how these practical solutions to historical challenges have woven themselves into our everyday language? These idioms remind us that language is a living, breathing thing, constantly evolving yet deeply rooted in history. They connect us to our collective past, whispering tales of resilience, ingenuity, and the shared human experience. What other idioms have you always wondered about? Drop them in the comments below, and maybe we'll unravel their mysteries in a future episode. Don't forget to subscribe for more linguistic adventures and explorations into the fascinating world of words. Until next time, keep those brainwaves buzzing.